Hey there folks, and welcome back to the Gamer's Grotto. Today we're going to be playing Chicken Police, Painted Red. This is a game based on 1940s film noir detective buddy cop stories, kind of like the old 1940s Dragnet series. Animation style is amazing in this game, as is the writing and the voice acting. This is actually one of my favorite games. This came out a couple of years back, and honestly, to this day, is probably one of my favorite adventure games. So we're going to be playing this today on the PS5. Let's get into Chicken Police, Painted Red.
I ran out to get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home. Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too. Still, what do I expect? We're living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago. We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong? Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk. But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance.
Alright, so here we go. We're into the game now. So basically this is all done in first person, it's kind of like a graphic novel style of an adventure game. There's a lot of puzzles in it and a lot of interrogating and all that kind of stuff. It's a really cool 1940s cop style game. Now all the characters are actual live actors, and the creators of the game actually went to zoos and stuff and filmed animals' heads and stuff like that, and then superimposed them into the heads of the actors stepping into the scenes. In Photoshop. So it's actually a really creative process, and overall this game is really cool. It's got a really unique style of art to it that I really appreciate.
Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has. My wife took all the good ones. She knew they'd only gathered dust here, and she was right. My wife took all the good ones. I don't even know what these papers are. I need a secretary. Every whiskey has the same color nowadays, at least in this price range. Murky brown swill. I should improve my standards. I promised myself I'd write a novel one day. I can't even remember the last time I used this. She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you never know. My last cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal. My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine, so I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes, just in case. I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Everything faded. I need another drink. Maybe I'm just old. And while I'm clucking about nothing ever changing, everything changes. You've gone out of style, old bird. Accept it and move on. I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid, but I think I'm gonna end up dead in here whether I like it or not. Maybe in another lifetime, old bird. I don't even know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever. Just a bunch of useless crap in there. The Wild Gentlemen. Those guys rebuilt the city after the Great Fire of 867. My heroes when I was a little chick. I'm starting to think they should have left Clawville as it was, burned to the ground. If only I were half as gutsy as these guys. Maybe in another life, in another story. We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course, Marty, my old partner, would disagree. He just loved the spotlight. God damn, what an embarrassing headline. M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live one time, but I'll never forget that night. And not only because I woke up at the harbor without my gun, my badge, and my pants.
What? Without your pants? What? Okay. Interesting.
This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life. Before Molly left me and took our daughter. Molly, where do you live now? And with whom? The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes. It seems like a different life. Oh, my God. I'm becoming a sappy little chick. Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette butts, and empty bottles. My bedroom. Sort of.
So for every hotspot in this game, which you can highlight by holding down the analog stick. So for every hotspot, there's always 2 lines of dialogue for every hotspot. So that's why you're noticing that I'm clicking things twice, so we can get all the dialogue when we're playing the game. Because honestly, the voice acting in this game is amazing, and it'd be a shame to miss all the dialogue.
Who is this dame, anyway? And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's Eve? Legs that go on for days. Deep, dark eyes. Silky skin and voice. You're in big trouble, pal. Legs that...
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah. Miss Deborah Ibanez.
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Look, miss, I work for the police, and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
Am I that easy to read?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Well, I've got to have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Huh. Thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
What a coincidence.
So come on. Spill it. From the beginning.
So again, this game is done with live actors over a blue screen, and then they superimpose actual animal heads from animals that they took photos of at an actual zoo, superimpose them using Photoshop over top of the actual actors. So a lot of this game is actually filmed. It's actually really cool. You can see behind the scenes, as you progress through the game, there's things that you can unlock, like little things you can unlock, little collectibles. And when you do that, you'll unlock like behind the scenes photos of the game's creation in the main menu.
That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats exactly?
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift. Then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here. So, this is the part where the interrogation comes. Like in those detective movies.
Something like that, Deborah. Yes.
So...
Something like that.
I like that animation. Is he suspicious? I am suspicious. Why are you suspicious? Alright, anyway. Let's, this is all pretty straightforward. You wanna make sure your detective meter is always at full. So you don't want to screw up on any of these questions. So there's always going to be...
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard.
So when you're asking these questions, there's always going to be like questions that make sense, jumbled in with questions that don't make sense. So obviously, in order to get your 100% rating, which you will get after every interrogation, you kind of want to keep that to questions that make sense. So any questions like, like you're talking about a murder as an example, you don't want to ask like questions like, oh, when did you last go shopping? Because that doesn't matter. You would never ask that. So there is questions like that jumbled in with questions that you do want to ask. You want to keep that rating fairly high. You want to keep that rating at 100% because you want to be known around this area as a good cop, not as a bad cop.
Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe?
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer, and not on personal business.
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach. Why did you have to visit me this particular evening?
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
How so?
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that. What do you want from me?
Me?
Oh, don't be silly, Deborah. I mean your employer. I was just talking to myself, out loud.
Well, Miss Katsenko thinks you're a great detective, and you're also reliable. That's why I came.
Did she also give you the lockpick?
Please, could you let this go? I'm really embarrassed.
Sorry, sweetheart, I'm just teasing you. As soon as I saw you, you were forgiven.
That's very nice of you.
It has nothing to do with being nice, Deborah, but you're welcome. Don't you think this whole thing is a little suspicious?
Look, Santino, I'll explain everything.
I have no doubt about that. You look just the type, sweetheart. No offense.
I'll take that as a compliment. Or maybe I'll act like I haven't heard it.
You see, we're starting to understand each other. Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
You have a way with words, sweetheart. Did you ever want to be a cop?
No, not for the world.
Smart answer.
What in the hell am I looking at?
It is a point-and-click adventure game that released a couple of years ago called Chicken Police. It's actually very popular.
It's so disturbing low.
It's different, isn't it? It's pretty different. It's not bad though. The writing is really good in it, I will say. The animation is a bit weird, a bit off-putting, but once you get past that, the actual game itself is a lot of fun, and the writing is really good, and the voice acting is phenomenal. So it reminds me a lot of the classic TV shows like the old, buddy cop shows from the 1940s. Dragnet, as an example. The black and white Dragnet 1940s TV show. It's actually really good if you get past the weirdness of it all and the strange animation.
Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him...
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
Exactly.
Feathery gods, help me.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything. Legs that go on. Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints, you know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone.
I hope you are. I first started following you when you were still playing Jedi Academy and I died laughing during that playthrough.
Fair enough. Yeah, I remember Jedi Academy. I still need to finish that one. I don't even think I finished that on this channel. I got so sick of constantly. I think I was like constantly dying during one mission. I was just like, screw it. I'm gonna play that later on down the road, and then I just kind of shoved it aside and forgot about it. But I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you being a long-time subscriber.
Please, take a look at this.
Well, okay. Let's see.
Wait, what did you send me? You just gave me something? Oh yeah, you did. You gave me this, this thing. I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Tell her, or treat her as a gentleman. Fair enough. If you insist.
I know Molly very well.
I guess I didn't need to read it out loud.
Whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
Okay, I guess I didn't really need to read that out loud. I thought I did, but...
I haven't dusted you off in a while,
Fair enough.
partner. Looks like I may be needing you now. Ironic, but ever since I've been on furlough, with only my fake badge sitting in my cabinet, I feel more like a cop than I ever had before. More like a Clawville cop, anyway. Oh man, I totally get you. I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall, with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby. The waves caressing her beautiful long legs. Why Molly? Why now?
Mr. Featherland? Santino, are you all right?
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But...
All right. When can I visit?
Visit? Me?
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko, but there's one small problem, Mr. Featherland.
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
Okay, so we've gotten everything we can from her, thank God. She is the most dense person in the entire game. Like, out of all the people that you meet in the game, I feel like Mrs. Ibanez here is an idiot.
Thank you again, Mr. Sonny.
Don't mention it, Deborah. I had no other plans for today, except drink. But tell me, do you have a light?
I'm sorry, I don't smoke.
Thought so. Just a phone call, and a good friend of mine can take you home.
Thank you, Sonny.
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, he was the only resident of this enormous place. The good old rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve. I hope the old bunny had nothing important to do. Thanks for being so quick, Lewis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me.
So Marty is your ex-partner. He's actually an interesting character. He's another chicken police. And he's a big gun nut, so he likes to, like, shoot first, shoot again later, kind of an attitude. All in all, this game is really long, and it's going to be in multiple parts. I'm not going to lie. This is not going to be a one and done. This is going to be a multiple part stream, because the game is very long. And actually, there is a sequel coming out later this year. So this game came out about 2 or 3 years ago, and the sequel is supposed to be coming out later this year, I think in like November or December. So when that comes out, I'll probably stream it as well. But yeah, all in all, this game is really long. There's a lot of ties to the mob, to the mafia, to henchmen, to crime. There's lots of murder, lots of craziness going on in this game, and you'll see as we go on through it.
I can always count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
Don't even mention it, my friend.
You got anything planned for today?
I thought I'd visit a nightclub. It's New Year's Eve, after all.
Well, I didn't mean to hold you up.
I'll ask a favor of you someday.
I owe you a lot of those, don't I?
That's true. I don't deny it.
I can always count on you.
So I love how Lewis is jittery, just like an actual rabbit would be. At first I was like, Jesus, he stutters a lot, and then I realized why. It's because
the whole playthrough was when you got to the academy and you first meet Luke and your partner said, I think that was L.
Oh, I think that was Luke Skywalker. Yeah, your partner in that was so stupid, wasn't he? He was just so dumb. Yeah, and then I said, no, it's Yoda or something like that. Like, it's so stupid. I mean, some of the dialogue in Star Wars Jedi Academy was probably pretty bad. I mean, it definitely was pretty bad. Especially by today's standards, where games are a lot more serious, or at least they try to be.
Could I ask you a few more questions, Deborah?
Feel free, Sonny.
Oh, just one more thing.
Yes, Sonny?
I don't want to sound indiscreet, but this fur removal craze, do you do this yourself, or are there specific parlors for it?
Would you like to try it?
Well, it wouldn't work as well with my
Yeah, I died laughing at your comeback to that, and yes, he was annoying.
You know, yeah.
Occupational hazard? There are parlors, yes. But I do it for myself. And I do it for my mistress, too, if you're interested.
That's, good to know. Thank you very much.
You're one strange bird, Sonny Featherland.
Well, I've been called worse.
That was the weirdest question to ask her. Like, what the hell? Alright. Yeah, so Rosh is the partner in Jedi Academy. And as you progress through the game, you find out that he's actually, well, he's a villain. That's kind of why he's a dick. And I find it kind of funny that that guy turns out to be a villain. I'm like, really? Is that like the best person you can pick? Like, the Imperial Alliance has so many people they could pick to be like their henchmen to work for them, and they pick dumbass who's like, oh, is that Luke Skywalker?
Take care, sweetheart.
You too, Sonny. I've already told you more about myself than I wanted to.
Afraid you'll get your hands dirty?
I'm afraid I already did.
Do you think my whereabouts aren't a secret?
Do you think they ever were?
Well, I was hoping.
Clawville is a big city, but not so big that Santino Featherland can hide in it.
Oh, please. Flatter me more. So, Ibn Wessler, eh? You know you could have dropped the bomb a little earlier.
If I started with that, I'm sure you would have thrown me out.
You're right. He's one of the most dangerous gangsters in the city.
I only know he's an influential businessman.
Isn't that the same?
Not even you can see the world as that black and white.
I mean, the entire
Yes,
world
for
is...
this game, is there a reason they have human bodies but animal heads?
Yeah, so that's just an art style that they went with. So this game is actually, believe it or not, so there's like, as you progress through the game, there's things you can unlock like behind the scenes making of the game. So this game was actually filmed in a blue screen studio. They used actual actors, and then they went to a zoo and they took pictures of all the animals in the zoo, brought home those pictures, and then superimposed the animal heads over top of the animals, or over top of the people. It's an art style more than anything. It makes it more creative and more unique, in my opinion. I actually like it for that thing. It takes some getting used to, but honestly, it's not that bad. And once you get used to it and just focus more on the story and the voice acting, you kind of forget about the fact that everybody in the game is an animal.
Sonny, I've already told you what I know. I've never read the message. My job was to give it to you and nothing more.
You really are this innocent, aren't you?
I'm not sure I get what you mean.
Let me give you some advice, sister. Leave the city and get as far as you can from the likes of Ibn Wessler.
It's not so simple, Mr. Featherland. My mistress needs me.
Is she really that important to you? That you drive around in the dead of night to questionable places to deliver messages you know absolutely nothing about?
I would do more than that for her.
I see. You're smooth. Real smooth.
Thank you, Mr. Featherland.
Sonny, please. Just Sonny. So this Natasha dame.
Look, I'm just the messenger. You have to talk to my mistress about the details. Miss Katsenko was very clear on this matter.
I see, but...
Please, Sonny, let's not make this even more uncomfortable.
Okay, understood. Let's drop it.
Thank you.
Take care, sweetheart.
You too, Sonny.
I can always count on you. Thanks, old buddy.
Don't even mention it, my friend.
Okay, so I think we're done in here. We'll look at the evidence that we picked up. We picked up a lot of shit, so let's go through this. The victim, a lady, is the target of some strange threats. All of them are written. The mysterious messenger, Miss Deborah Ibanez's employer, is a certain Miss Natasha Katsenko. The employer, Natasha's current significant other, is the infamous gangster Ibn Wessler. I'll find Natasha at the Tsar Club. Natasha must know my wife Molly from somewhere, or perhaps she has very good informants. I must find out what the connection is. Name Deborah Ibanez, species Impala, gender female, special feature pretty and fragile, nothing too special. She runs errands for her employer, a sophisticated lady, but I don't think she's from a particularly wealthy or influential family. She's afraid and she's secretive, or she's just secretive and an outstanding actress. In any case, not everything she told me is true. I'm pretty sure about that. Her employer currently bolsters the rank of Ibn Wessler, to put it mildly. This explains the cloud of fear surrounding Miss Ibanez.
As James McCrossan, yes, the developers were strange.
The developers are the odd gentlemen, as far as I remember. Honestly, the game is really good, and like I said, Stu, earlier, you missed it, but there is a sequel coming out in around November of this year. The game is creative, it's unique, it's different. They didn't want to go the same as every other game, so they decided to do live actors.
Strange, they are odd.
They wanted to go a different route than every other game, so they were like, well, let's use live actors over a blue screen and then superimpose animal heads on them from like the zoo. It's actually really cool if you see the behind the scenes making of this game, which you can unlock through unlockables that you collect throughout the game. She lied to me in many little things. The whole blackmail story she told me about should be taken with a grain of salt. Name, Natasha Katsenko, species, cat, no shit. Gender, female, special feature, she has remarkably green eyes, and she is definitely in trouble. So am I. She is the employer of Miss Deborah Ibanez. Allegedly, she's receiving serious threats. Currently, the girlfriend of the notorious gangster Ibn Wessler. This explains a lot of things, mainly the excessive secrecy. And finally, she owns the Tsar Club. We got a few other people here that we've unlocked. Name Louis C. Hayworth, species rabbit, gender male, special feature an old friend of mine. He is stuttering heavily when he talks. Louis is the owner of the once reputable Atlas Hotel and a good old friend of mine. At the moment, he's my landlord. It's only the two of us living in this unbelievably enormous hotel. He's crazy about detective stories, and he gladly helps me whenever I ask him. Not important. Lewis's phone number. Name Hobart Ibn Wessler, species rat. Special feature good-looking, charismatic, and a clucking gangster. One of the most well-known gangsters of Clawville, real estate mogul, bank director, museum owner, distiller, smuggler, and information broker. And that's only the half of what I've heard about him.
Their voicemail.
He has his dirty little paws everywhere in the city's underworld. Well, that's because they're in my apartment right now. They're in your place in the game. You can actually call them in the game on your phone whenever you need them. That's why they give you the phone number. So we've unlocked a couple of places. Hotel Atlas. This used to be a nice place. Now we're competing who gets swallowed by decay first. The hotel's winning, but honestly, I'm not that far behind. Clawville Police Department. The HQ of the department, also known as the Meat Grinder. A huge, dark building for shady people, and I don't necessarily mean those who are sitting in the jail. The Czar Club. One of the most infamous nightclubs in the city, owners of the juiciest booties and hardest fists frequent the place, and it's famous for not serving cops, except if they're knee-deep in the dirt. And the Codex. The Chicken Police is a famous detective duo. Santino, Sonny Featherland, and Marty MacChicken gained fame through a case the press called the Bloody New Year's Eve. They flew high for almost 10 years after when a fateful brawl put an end to their legend. There is a series of novels about them by Meredith H. Marble.
I'm with James Hyphen. What in the world am I watching?
They had published 10 books over the course of 7 years before the series faded out of public interest, as did the Chicken Police itself. City of Clawville. Clawville's been an independent city-state for more than 900 years. During the city's foundation, 4 nations had joined forces, represented by the 4 animal figures and the 4 hands on the crest of Clawville. In reality, the tribal alliance of the reptiles and the great insect clans had also played an essential part in the city's founding, but they never got to be represented on the crest. This gave birth to a political and cultural antagonism between the species. Clawville preserved its political autonomy and the dream that it's the only state in the wilderness where predator and prey of any race can live in peace. Hence the name, the City of 1,000 Colors.
Thanks for this exposition. It all makes sense now.
Uh-huh. The Wild Ones. 3 gods are revered in most places across the wilderness. They're the Great Wild Ones, who make up the holy trinity of creation, destruction, and silence. Haridi is the goddess of creation, Topti is the lord of destruction, and Nikvatidi is the genderless ghost of silence and nothingness, keeping the balance between creation and destruction in their never-ending conflict. Alright, so I think we've got everything we need. So we're gonna go to... I think we can only go to one place. Yeah, we're gonna go to the police station.
It was New Year's Eve, and I was driving, half drunk, risking my whole life's work. But still, it didn't feel any different. Every day was the same. And the 121 days I had left till my retirement seemed like an eternity. When I look out the window of the hotel room I call home, I see the same thing every day. A woman in a red nightgown dances slowly in circles.
And why did it say the wild gentleman and not the odd gentleman?
With a glass
okay,
of
so
bourbon,
alright, so I was wrong. It was that. It was not the same people.
Music.
I thought it was the odd gentleman. It's not a big deal.
City of Clawville
I made a mistake. You don't have to. You don't have to
alive.
point it out.
And we're still here.
Anyway,
with nothing left to lose but our sanity.
It's in an alternate reality.
Others,
So it's an alternate reality of the 1940s. The game is heavily inspired by
really
classic Dragnet. So if you remember the 1940s Dragnet show,
and I still
it's heavily influenced by that series.
Every time I hear it. And then there's Marty, my ex-partner, who hates me.
Santino Featherland,
But I
a
know I
real
have to
voice
speak with
actor.
him, no matter what.
Obviously
Why do
not,
I feel
Stu.
like the past is watching me?
Stupid question.
Damn night.
Stupid question. That's the name of the character we play as. No, so the voice actor for the main character is,
I knew where to find Marty.
I can't remember his name. I'll tell you later. I'm not looking that up right now.
Duty. Marty never joined in. He always took the New Year's
There are no
Eve shift,
stupid questions,
even though he had
only
someone to
stupid
go home to.
questioners.
I understood. 10 years ago, we survived a night the press called the Bloody New Year. Forgotten by Clawville, but not by us. We both left parts of ourselves behind that night.
So again, the game is done in a first-person perspective, except for certain scenes. Honestly, I did beat this game in its entirety over the last couple of days, and I've had this game for a while, just sitting on my library. And I've never really touched much of it because I got distracted with other stuff. And finally, I decided, what can I play? And so I decided, I'm going to play this game through its entirety.
Serious for a second, it's very difficult to take this dude seriously when he looks like a chicken.
I mean, if you get past that, which hold on. First of all, you played some real shit games on your channel, sir, so don't even start with that. I mean, half the games on your channel I can't even take seriously, so... In fairness, this seems like a game you'd play, so don't you start with me, sir.
Every time this poster disappears, good old Blood Boil puts it right back, immediately. I tore it down at least 3 times already. Actually, it's a kind of passive-aggressive game for us with the Chief.
Yeah, it's actually a really good game. If you
probably say the same thing about it, LOL.
So once you get past the stupid animal heads on everything, blah blah blah, it's actually a really good game. The writing is really good. The voice acting is phenomenal. And you can definitely tell that it's heavily inspired by the classic Dragnet TV show of the 1940s. And I used to watch those repeats of those shows during my childhood. So where most kids my age were watching like Looney Tunes and shit like that, I was watching Dragnet. And, I was watching like Sherlock Holmes and stuff like that. So I had a different childhood growing up, and I guess that's why I have more of an appreciation for this game, because I know what they're trying to do, and it really intrigues me.
Guys recently made another similar game called Zips Cafe, maybe a sequel.
No, so the sequel is called I can't remember the name of the sequel, but the sequel's not out yet. It's coming out in November.
I'm sure it's Blood Boil himself taping back the torn-off posters, like some maniac. He must have a dozen of those things in his bag for emergencies. I'm sure it's...
It looks like the same with the animal characters.
Blood Boil was promoted to Chief of Police. The Castilia clan thought this would frighten the old hound, but they were so wrong.
It's the same universe for sure.
Yeah, they created an entire universe based off of this game. Because I think they've done comics as well, graphic novels and stuff like that. So yeah, no, the whole plan was to make this a massive universe with multiple games. So maybe, but it's not a sequel, I can tell you that much. The sequel doesn't come out until November.
Retaliation came the next morning. Raids on 4 warehouses, a dozen bad guys dead, and twice as many busted. Nobody messed with old Blood Boil after that, or Chief Marrowbone, as they call him around here. Could have been fixed up ages ago, but it was the Chief's explicit demand not to. They can say a lot of things about the old hound, but he's got a sense of drama, for sure. Could have been fixed up. Back in the day, I used to patrol the city's streets in one of these. I don't miss it, but it used to have its advantages. If you drive a cop car in Clawville, you can do almost anything you want. Until you've got the red and blue on, nobody asks a damn thing. Maybe that's why cops are the biggest gangsters around here.
This is available on physical for PS4 or Switch, FYI.
It's also on PS5, which is what we're playing it on. They did a PS5 version as well about a year or two later.
If you drive a cop car in Clawville...
Okay, that's... Same dialogue, alright. So let's talk to these guys.
Phyllis and Roy.
Right, but not physical.
Two hedgehogs with an arrogance typical of novice cops. They're as prickly as they look. Officious little shitheads, but harmless. The bullet hole in my crest is worth more than these two combined. The bullet hole...
Well, look at that. Hey, Sonny, what you scratching out over here? I heard the big boss threw you out.
Tough luck, boys. I may not be on duty, but I'm still a cop, just like you. Well, more than you.
Hey, you don't have to be so peckish, old bud. By the way, you're on luck. Blood Boil's not in tonight. Malloy is in charge.
Oh, God. That clumsy buffalo is here tonight. If he doesn't end up in a cell again, he's lucky.
You got it.
You looking for Marty, eh?
I see you're still the brains around here, Phyllis. Yeah, I'm looking for Marty. Birds of a feather flock together.
I see you're still the funny guy around here. You'll find the giant feather duster at the shooting range. As always.
Hey, Royce, I'm telling you this because maybe you'll be able to understand. If this prickly shithead makes another racist remark, I'll strangle him with his own raincoat.
I'd love to see that.
Hey, whose side are you on, you jerk?
By the way, what's with the raincoats? Couldn't you find an umbrella?
Why? Frank says it'll be rain. And see, it's raining. He's a frog, so he must know.
Yeah, well, I'm a rooster, but I hate getting up early.
Raincoats are just fine, okay. You have a problem with that, Sonny?
No, just, you know, the spikes sticking through and all.
Is something wrong with our spikes, chicken?
Yeah, you know what? Just forget it. Whoa. Don't you freeze, boys? It's cold outside.
Yeah, truth be told, I'll freeze to my bones, Sonny. Even through this jacket, I'm completely soaked.
Really? I don't know why.
Don't listen to him, Royce. And you got nothing better to do. Bugger off.
Okay. Just, sometimes you two truly amaze me.
What? Why are you still sneaking around here, Sonny?
It always astonishes me how block-headed you two are. Here we are again, Clawville Police Department. I've never been good at history, but if I'm not mistaken, this place has been a church, a hospital, and even some insane cult's secret hideout over the years. Anyway, the place holds the secrets of the ages, and some drunk pigs in the basement. Monica Rosen. Receptionist in theory, but in reality, she's doing literally everything around here. Like the beating heart of the PD. She's too good for this place, even for this city. Soft and ordinary, but also somehow cold and distant. The kind you'd like to invite for a coffee, but you know would say no, no matter who you are.
Okay, I just ordered this abomination.
Soft and
Okay. I don't understand why. You buy a lot of games that you don't like. It's very odd. I don't know. I'm glad you have money to just throw away like that. It's just kind of weird to me, but you do you, buddy.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, Boss Bird. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be celebrating somewhere?
Every day's a holiday since I got out of here.
I can tell. But what are you doing here? Are you here for a file? You know, I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah, you could look after a few things for me, but first I'd like to talk to Mr.
I never said this is a bad game. I just said it's weird.
Prickly assholes told me he's emptying the magazines in the hole.
Like always. And if he carries on like that, he's gonna use up all our ammo. So it would be nice if you drag him out of there. You know how this day is for him.
For him?
You know I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Is she a robin redbreast?
Okay, so just sign here and you're good to go.
Thank you, darling.
Don't mention it, Boss Bird.
I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be a hummingbird.
Soft and...
Hey, Sonny, is everything all right?
Sure, everything's fine, Mon. I'm just distracted.
That's nice. Life is best if you let the adventures take you with them.
Jeez, Mon. Don't read so many romantic novels.
That was one of yours, actually. From the old Sonny. You used to love saying nice little things like that.
Yes, that would make sense. A hummingbird. LOL.
We can't erase the past because we are the past ourselves.
Stop that right there.
Okay. I'm just joking. Yes, Boss Bird?
Nothing. Carry on. I'll be fine.
Just don't make a mess, okay? Yes, Boss?
Nothing.
Just don't make a...
What do you know about the Czar Club?
Nothing special. I've never been there. It's a famous place, though. Expensive cigars, unaffordable drinks, pretty gals. All the movie stars and politicians go there at least once a week.
And all the big shot mobsters, too, I've heard.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Still living in Minneapolis?
If something works, why change it, right?
This guy seems very cocksure.
Listen, Monica, you could, come by sometime for a drink or two, you know?
I didn't hear that, and you didn't say that.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
Anything else, Boss Bird?
Do we have a file on Hobart, Ibn, Wessler?
Are you kidding me? We have a whole room just for him. Want the key? You can spend the remaining days of
You
your...
should offer to take her to Red Rooster.
No thanks. Never mind. You're a bit sassy today, aren't you?
I'm sorry, Sonny, but I'm starting to shed my feathers because of this insane asylum. You know, New Year's Eve, and Blood Boil's not here when he should be.
Somehow I'm not sorry about that.
Yeah, I bet you're not, Boss Bird. Natasha Katzenko. Interesting name. Is it real or just an alias?
It's supposed to be real, but who knows? Good question.
We have nothing on her. She's either clean or uses a fake name. Maybe both, but I don't think so. Aside from that, everyone knows what I know about her. Singer, star, the #1 babe in this town, so to speak.
Thanks, little bird. It's something.
Glad I could help.
Marty drinks this shit. I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it's gross and probably toxic. Today is not the day I'm gonna try this. For me, nothing beats the iron-flavored, turbid tap water. Honor, strength, unity. For the love of the wild gods, I'm gonna be sick. We used one of these as target practice once. Not out of disrespect. We were just too damn drunk. All it takes is one look, and my comb starts to tingle, which never means anything good. All it takes is... We used one of these as...
Alright, so I'm just clicking on all the available hotspots, and then we'll do what we need to do.
One of Blood Boil's favorites. Mainly because he's a dog, of course. Officer Jardine. They say she's clever, smart, and dangerous. We need more of her kind in here. Mort Mardigan, a notorious deadbeat. Poor guy's been blind since his teenage years. But that doesn't stop him from running into trouble. What the cluck did he do this time? Poor old lizard. You've seen better days, haven't you? Mort, you scabious beast. What the hell did you do?
It's Morty to you, sonny boy. Everything's fine. There was just a bit of trouble in the bar, and someone got knocked on the head with a glass. It wasn't my fault. I'm as blind as a bat, am I right?
Did that ever bother you, Morty?
Listen, sonny boy. Go tell them to leave me alone, eh? It's New Year's Eve, after all, and I didn't even do anything wrong. Not that wrong.
Where's your little lapdog to get you out of this mess? Is that little pimp of a midget still sniffing around you?
Jesse is a good boy, Sonny. And he's good to me, believe me.
Oh, God, spare me the details. When will you finally realize that little shit's been using you?
Oh, of course he's using me. What could a pretty boy like him want from this old monster, eh? Still, Sonny, I have no one else. You understand that, don't you?
Even you deserve better, pal. By the way, you look horrible, even for yourself. Are you feeling okay?
Well, I'm not what I used to be. But neither are you, judging from your voice. But I'm seeing a doctor, sonny boy. I really am. Are you?
Don't need to, Mort. I'm fine. Anyway, if Bubo prescribed you something, don't even think about taking it.
I don't talk to that insane owl.
Damn right.
Please, say something on my behalf, okay? I really don't have time for this detective.
Mort is probably going to die soon.
Hey, careful with that. Buffalo Malloy is the chief today.
Like I care.
I'll try to speak for you, but keep it down till then, okay? You don't need this shit, and I don't need it either.
Sonny boy, you've always been a good friend.
More like a clucking pigeon.
Tell me, sonny boy, how's Molly and the little Tiki?
You really know how to hurt a guy.
Is something wrong?
They no longer live with me, Mort. For a few years now. And to be honest, we're not really in touch.
I'm sorry, pal. I didn't want to reopen old wounds.
It's all right, Morty. Let's drop it. Everything all right, Lizard Wizard?
It will be, as soon as I'm out of here.
Poor old Lizard. You've seen better days, haven't you? Detective Chow Hound Bosco. He thinks he's a real alpha, but nah, he's just a lapdog. He's not a bad boy, by the way. He's not a...
Holy wild ones, look what the cat dragged in.
Hello to you too, Bosco. I see you're busy, as always.
I've been sniffing around one of the rundown joints. You know how it goes. And boom, this son of a lizard comes flying out the window. I didn't know the lizards could fly. So, Mort was being a bad boy again. Nothing unusual. And you? Still dying?
I'm still a cop for another 121 days, Bosco. It's as unpleasant to me as it is to you.
All right. No need to bite. Wasn't trying to mess with you. You have Moses and Plato for that. And of course, blood boil.
Let's hope I won't run into any of them tonight.
Looking for Marty, eh? Ever since you left, he's kinda lost. He's trying to hide it, but he's not the same bird.
Well, I don't think we'll have a teary reunion, thinking about how we parted.
Let me give you some advice, Sonny. Let him rage. He'll be the same after that. Anyway, he was the one that shot you, right? You should be mad, not him.
It's not that simple, Bosco, but we'll see how he reacts. Thanks anyway.
No worries, pal.
How are the pups?
They're real monsters. Life's a living hell. But it'd be even worse without him, you know?
Yeah, you're telling me.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And how's life without the chicken police?
Unfortunately, the worst half is still here. But it's good. It's so uneventful. What a coincidence.
Want me to make a scene?
No, I'm fine without it, really.
Listen, Bosco, do you need this mess with Mort?
Like hell I do. But what can I do when he's almost beat a fucking giraffe to death?
A giraffe? Never mind, it's New Year's Eve. There's a brawl like this in every joint of the city, and you know that. He's just a loser, and also blind. Maybe someone just stuck that broken mug in his hand.
You know that's not what happened.
Of course I know.
All right, I'll let him go. We don't need him yelling in here all night. I'll write the report and throw him out. But he'd better not end up back in here again tonight.
I'll have a talk with him. Keep up the good work. You're a good boy, Bosco.
Cluck off, Sonny.
Just sign any bullshit testimony they shove in your face, and you're free to go. Bosco also wants to get through with it, just like you.
Thanks, Sonny. Much obliged.
Yeah,
You owe
cluck
me
off.
another one, old man. And I won't forget it.
You can count on me, Sonny boy. I'll help if I can.
Just sign any...
You can...
Keep up the good... This is gonna be a hard ride. Last time we saw each other, he had a smoking gun in his hand, and I was bleeding. I don't know how we can get past that, but it's worth a try.
So this is the main character's partner, the other half of the chicken police. He's actually the more hot-headed one, the one who likes to shoot first and shoot again later. I actually like their chemistry throughout the game. So as soon as he joins up with you, which is in this scene, and then he's with you throughout the rest of the game. So this game is really long. I'm not going to lie. This is probably going to be a four or five parter. This game is really long. And there's a lot of twists and turns. There's shootouts. There's everything you can think of. There's like it's a good detective game, that's for sure. But anyway, we're going to look at these things that we've unlocked in the book. So mostly under people, it looks like. So there's Marty. Name, Marty MacChicken. Species, chicken, obviously. Gender, male. Special feature, unusual height and weight for a fowl. Shining white feathers. He shot me once, and I deserved it. Name, Mason Royce. Species, porcupine. Gender, male. Special feature, I hate him almost as much as I hate my partner I hate him almost as I hate his partner Phyllis. Big and dumb, it resembles my partner, Marty, a little, except that Royce doesn't have a kind heart. Name, Boscarelli Chowhound Natus. Species, dog. Gender, male. Special feature, they say he is able to devour anything that crosses his path. That's why he got the nickname Chowhound. Detective Boscarelli, also known as alias Bosco, he works in the predatory division, as I do, or as I used to do, to be more precise. Name, Monica Rosen. Species, hummingbird. Gender, female. Special feature, she can watch over thousands of things at once, and she is an angel. The soul and heart of the police department, she is a hummingbird in theory, but many say she is a real angel who fell from the sky. When I used to come to the station daily, her presence was the sugar in my bitter morning coffee. Oh, dear Monica, sometimes I feel like you're holding this whole place together. Name, Mort Martigan. Species, Komodo dragon. Gender, male. Special feature, he is old and blind and an unrepairable wreck. A light-fingered bastard, he is blind as a bat, but also one of the biggest scoundrels the city has ever seen. He could have been a good guy, but got lost somewhere halfway, and now he's too old to save himself. There was some fight in a club where Mort was at. What a surprise.
Special features at the Gamer's Grotto.
He's an old friend, so I can put in a good word for him. One of my most amazing special features is to hit the skip button on Stu's comments. No, I'm just messing with you. Name Lucius Wilford Bloodboil. Species dog, gender male. Special feature, the chief is a real legend. He also hates me. Name Dr. Reginald B. Bubo. Species eagle owl. Gender male. Special feature, morphinist. Neurotic, old, and ugly. But he's an old friend from the golden days of the Chicken Police. Name Carlton Phyllis, species hedgehog, gender male. Special feature, I hate him. That's an interesting special feature. A real little ass plug. He is too small of a fish in the ocean to be worth bribing. And we got something under the codex. Moses is a Tibetan sandfox and Plato is a palace cat. They're old rivals of Sonny and Marty, currently working at the Clawville PD's Homicide Division. Alright, so let's look at our hotspots here and then talk to Marty.
Long thighs and a big gun. That's Marty's idea of a perfect woman. Can't blame him for it. Hello, Cassandra. I hope we'll meet again. Oh God, I'm starting to sound like Marty. That little note down there. What can I say? Classic Marty.
The little note down there, you can't actually read it, but it says, "Hey you, if you let the ammunition boxes open again, I'll kick your clucking ass, Marty." So it's interesting that they say clucking and cluck this and cluck that, when realistically they also say fuck a lot in the game. So it's kind of weird. So I don't know what cluck is supposed to imply. At first, when I first played the game, I thought that it was just like a substitute for fuck, but it's not, because they also say fuck in the game. So I was like, okay, so what is it? Just another swear?
Hey, cluck you too, you stupid motherfucker. Let me tell you something. You clucking cluck sucker.
Cluck sucker. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. They need to do an episode of The Sopranos like that, where they just remove all the swearing and just replace it with cluck. Oh my God, that would be so funny.
Hey, let me tell you something.
You dumb rooster sucker.
Let me tell you something, you fucking rooster cocksucker.
What do you do for a living?
I work in clock and waste management. What does it fucking look like?
Jesus Christ. Alright, let's continue. Oh my God.
Her Majesty Big Bertha. Or rather, Big Bertha 2, because there was one before her, a sawed-off little broad, but we lost her in a swamp. Marty cried for a week, but once he saw this giant lady here, the balance of the universe was restored. I still remember her kiss. What can I say? It's the experience of a lifetime. I believe this piece is forbidden. Cops can't use it, but this is Marty's personal collection, so it doesn't matter. At least nobody has ever complained.
Yeah, nobody's complained because he'd probably shoot them in the head. I mean, he's the gun nut of the chicken police. He's like literally the one who's like, oh, he's like, shoot first, shoot later. You know, fuck the witnesses. Let's just blow their fucking heads off.
Linda. Or maybe Layla. Can't remember. Fortunately, I had the displeasure of meeting her only a couple of times on duty. She bites. Just like the women Marty loves. Claudia. Tiny, dark, and angry, and hits you where it hurts the most. Marty only uses her in very dark cases, and on those nights she almost always takes a life, or maybe two. I know her well. Marty calls her Susie, and I have to say, this little she-devil pulled us out of many tough situations over the years. Marty has a dozen guns, but Susie's one of his favorites. He got her from a fish we rescued from muddy waters together. Those were the days.
Alright, before we talk to Marty, let's just do some shooting. Whoop. Let's do some shooting practice. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. I kicked everybody's. Oh, no, wait, no. Hold on, no, I didn't. Marty is my partner. Well, I'm still at the bottom, damn. I thought it was, I misread that. I thought I was on the top. Alright. 4,290.
When you talk to Marty, can you please use a Doc Brown voice?
Can I please use a Doc Brown voice? Well, there's no dialogue. There's no text. It's all voice acted. So I wouldn't be able to do that. There's no text in this game aside from, you know, the parts that I have to read in the case book. But aside from that, every character in the game is all voice acted. There's no text. It's mostly voice acted. Anyway, I don't think I'm gonna ever beat Marty's score. Like, there's no way in hell. That doesn't even make any sense because like there's not enough Oh shit! I hit the wrong button. My bad. Alright, we want to leave shooting range. There we go. Alright, let's talk to...
You're talking to me like as if what I say is logical.
Well, that's true. I forgot that I'm talking to a maniac. Alright, folks, let's talk to Marty. Find out what he wants to do.
Marty looks good. Big and loud and angry as always. Marty looks good. Hey, Marty.
Oh, well, look who's here. Hello, Boss Bird. What, are you lost? This is
Can you shoot him by accident?
Cut the shit, Marty. We're better than this.
Well, at least you are. Better than anyone, huh?
Marty, come on, let's forget that. What's past is past.
Easy for you to say, Sonny.
Damn it, Marty, you shot me, remember? I almost bled to death.
Hell yeah, I remember. Unfortunately, my aim wasn't good enough.
I need your help, okay? That's what you want to hear.
Well, it's a start.
Okay, I've said it. I won't do it again.
Yeah, right.
So, are you in? Just for tonight. Small case. We'll wrap it up in no time.
What kind of case?
A personal one.
How personal?
Very. The kind of case where if you come with me right now, you're not on duty anymore.
Ooh, damn, Sonny. Stop it right there. I'm in.
That's That's it?
Do you know how boring life is here without your stupid, reckless shit? Soon enough, I'll shoot all the ammo in here out of boredom. Right, so, tell me, what's it about?
I'll tell you in the car.
Ooh, can I bring Bertha?
Ah, for the love of... Marty, this is a routine case. You can't bring your shotgun, okay? Bertha stays.
Okay. But at least Susie can come, right?
All right, Susie can come.
That's what I want to hear.
There should be an option to play this in color.
No, there shouldn't, because I feel like you're missing the whole point of this. It's supposed to be a parody of film noir buddy cop TV shows like Dragnet. So no, it would ruin the entire game if you played it in color.
I know it's noir.
Well, then why would you say that? It doesn't make any sense. It would ruin the entire game.
But still, we have better technology these days.
This game isn't that old. What are you talking about? You're making it seem like this game is like from like the 1990s or something. Came out like 2 years ago, man. We've been partners for almost 10 long, hard years. Well, we were. Because now, he's only helping me unofficially until I wrap up this case. Marty is a hothead with a hard fist, but he's loyal until the end, and I can count on him in every way. Especially if guns are in the picture.
You can do a noir atmosphere without it actually being black and white.
That's when he reveals his true self, and that's when I don't ever want to get in his way. Not anymore, at least. I feel like you are the type of person who judges games a lot. Which is weird considering the kind of stuff you stream. I don't know. It's just a bit odd to me that you're so judgmental. Anyway, I think we're done here. Suppose we could talk to Marty a little bit.
Marty looks good.
Shut up.
Hey, Marty, what about Laura? How come she didn't eat you yet?
Yeah, very funny. We're good, by the way. Mostly. As good as we can.
I think you feel like criticism of the game is criticism of the gamer, which it isn't.
Glad to hear it.
She asks a lot about you.
No, not at all. It's just that, like, I don't think you're understanding the design concept behind this. Like, I mean, it's like going and playing LA Noire and then saying, well, why didn't they make it modern? I don't know. It's just it's a really silly thing to say. Like, I don't know. Like, that kind of stuff always irritates me when people like are playing a game and then they're like, well, this could have been done better if this was this and this was that. It's silliness. It's like you're not understanding the style of the game that they're trying to make.
The game I got in the mail today is Secret Paths in the Forest, Friendship Adventures for Girls, so I will play anything.
Right. Well, remind me not
to challenge things like this.
Remind me not to watch that stream, because that sounds absolutely terrifying. Reminds me of the nightmares that I still have from watching you play Blue's Clues or whatever the fuck it was. Not Blue's Clues. Fucking oh, what was it? It was I don't know. It was some fucking game you were playing and you were singing along to the songs. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is terrifying.
Those Dora streams have
Dora! There you go, Dora. Yeah. Yeah, of course they do, because you were singing every song like a maniac. Everybody's like tuning into the lunatic singing songs.
Really?
Yeah. She always hated you for getting me into trouble all the time.
LOL.
Understandable.
But she also felt sorry for you.
Oh, well, thanks. That's much better.
If I'm honest with you, she loved the Chicken Police, Marty, better than this one.
Well, I think I'll take that as a compliment.
Whatever, Sonny. So, Sonny, you still limping?
The pellets tore my right hip to pieces. So, yes. The doctor says I'll limp forever.
Ah, good to hear that.
Fuck off.
See, there you go. Like, so what is this cluck that they keep on saying, right? When they actually swear, it doesn't make any sense to me. Unless it's just like an other swear. I don't know. I never understood that. Because originally I thought, well, they're just substituting fuck for cluck, but they're not. Because they also... It's kind of weird.
Can we go finally, or are you waiting for a big warm hug?
Let's get out of here before I get detained for gutting you.
Ah, lovely and peaceful as always. Welcome back, Boss Bird.
It's good to be back, Marty. Let's go. Alright, I think we're done in here. Just double check. We've done everything. We'll turn off the lights. Alright.
Yeah, my only poison.
Oops.
Except for guns, of course. And women.
We could visit our old haunt. What do you think?
Oh, a nice cup of Zips coffee and the hot dog. I'm in. Oh, and maybe we'll get into a little fight too, huh?
If it comes to that, I'm leaving you without a blink.
Oh yeah, like last time?
Those were different times, Marty. With a different Sonny.
Well, all right. To the city, then.
You don't have to come with me, you know.
Okay, I know. Let's go. Sonny, there's a little problem.
Not so little, and it smells, too. What the furry hell is Blood Boil doing here?
Well, it seems we can't avoid speaking to him.
Oh, yes, we can. You have your rifle with you, right?
What?
Just kidding. Sort of.
So Blood Boil is the chief of police, and he's an asshole. he's a bit of a dick.
Oof, I gotta say, good old Bosco looks like shit.
Yeah, like a beaten dog.
Well, you, on the other hand, you just got older. Way older.
Shut the clock up, Marty. Maybe he's worth asking a thing or two.
Yeah, that flea bag can be useful. I see you're swamped, buddy.
I've sent the old lizard away. I don't need him to foul the air anymore. I hate his kind anyway.
Well, because he's a reptile?
No, because he's a good-for-nothing piece of shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And you letting off some steam?
Something like that. We'll go and check out some seedy joint.
There's a dog in the hen house.
After all, ain't we? And this is still Clawville.
That's true, pal. Protect and serve.
Yeesh, get a room, you two.
Ah, shut up, Marty.
I see Blood Boil's here. We're in deep guano for sure, Marty.
Isn't it your lucky day, huh? Are you thinking about some stupid shit again?
We? Excuse me, sir, but what do you mean?
Great wilderness. Just keep a low profile, will ya? It's New Year's Eve. We have enough dangerous lunatics running around already.
Don't worry, Chowhound. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, of course you do. That's what I'm afraid of.
Hey, listen, Bosco. I wanted to ask you this for so long. Can I pet you? Just a little?
One more word, and I'll bite off your arm.
Oh, hey, easy. I'm just kidding.
Guys, I'm really gonna miss this when I retire.
That is such a weird question to ask someone.
How he has human hands but dog fur on his arms.
Again, it's a design style that they went with. Once you get used to it, it's actually creative. That's why I like it. It's an art style. They went with an art style. They want it to be unique. Not every game has to carbon copy itself. Like, that's what I hate about modern games. Every game is a copy of each other. I fucking can't stand it. Every fucking game just tries to copy Grand Theft Auto or this or that or the other thing. It's fucking annoying.
We're leaving, sweetheart.
Stay safe, boys. I'm glad to see you two together again.
I'm afraid you're alone with that.
Hey, don't make me change my mind.
You won't, Marty. I bet you can't wait to get mixed up in some serious trouble again.
Yep, that's true.
I'm serious, boys. Be careful out there.
We're big birds, Monica. We can take care of ourselves. mostly.
Okay, but take care of each other, too.
Will do, Monica.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, Monica. Remember that invitation from the other day?
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry, Marty. I'd love to, but I've got a lot of work to do. You know how it is.
This guy Marty seems like the cop of the rock.
Okay. Well, anyway, he's definitely a ladies man. He tries to, like, he's got a wife and kids, and he's constantly flirting with everybody in the game. Every woman in the game, anyway. Yeah, he's definitely more, what's the word? He's more, he just says whatever's on his mind. Whereas your character is more reformed, and Marty's just all like, oh, let's fuck. He's like the Leisure Suit Larry of this game.
Lady Monica seems like a tease. I wonder what kind of tease.
Okay, I understand. No problem.
We'll meet at the annual party anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell Laura.
I have a strange feeling that we'll meet again tonight.
Strange. I have that feeling too.
That's weird. I was just thinking the same thing.
I have a strange...
That's weird.
The chief doesn't seem to be in a good mood, but he never is, actually. Honestly, I have a really bad feeling about this.
What a surprise. The two pigeons back together. And without my permission, of course.
Chief Bloodboil.
Damn.
What was that, Santino?
Nothing, sir. What a lovely evening. Am I right?
I don't want to hear your crowing, Santino. What the hell are you doing here?
Hey, careful with the racist barking, old hound.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. Can we just skip this part? It's New Year's after all.
And you're on duty, if I'm not mistaken, Martin. Where do you think you're going?
That's it, boss. To serve and protect. Sonny was in the neighborhood and stopped by to say hi. He's a cop too, right?
Only on paper, and you know that very well, Detective.
I don't want any trouble, boss. I just wanted to say hi to Monica, and then this feather pillow showed up. I invited him to grab a quick coffee. You can allow him that much, can't you?
Your coffee breaks usually end up in shooting or brawling, chickens.
Oh, just a coffee, boss. I swear. Oh, have a heart. It's New Year's Eve, and I haven't seen my old partner for so long.
How touching. You shot him with a shotgun, if I remember.
Family quarrel.
For all the marrow bones of the world, get the hell out of my sight.
Have a lovely evening, boss.
You especially. Fuck off right now, Santino.
So I can't remember this voice actor's name, but he has been in games since like forever. The guy who plays Bloodboil, he is in the new Monkey Island game as the voice of LeChuck. So he is in everything. I swear to God, this voice actor is in like so many games.
What is it, Santino?
Nothing, sir.
And you need something, Martin?
No, sir.
Then get out of my sight, birds. What is it? And you?
No, sir.
Then get out of...
Alright, I think we're done here. I think we've like exhausted all of our conversations. I don't think we've gone up here.
Maybe next time. I'm not in the mood to meet any of my ex-colleagues right now.
Look at these two simpletons.
They don't even realize their jackets are full of holes.
For the wild God's sake, don't dare tell them.
I already tried, but nothing happened.
Figures.
Marty's fiancée is Laura, a beautiful, warm-hearted predator. I don't know what she sees in Marty, but he is too damn lucky to have such a woman for him. Lucius Wilford Bloodboil, species dog, gender male, Special feature, the Chief is a real legend. He also hates me. He is my boss and the living statue of justice. He is tough, ruthless, and above all, unbribable. And of course, he is a racist bastard. But still, I don't want to be here when he retires, to witness how chaos devours Clawville for good. Name Zip H. Murphy. Species raccoon. Gender male. Special feature, an old enemy who became a good friend over the years. Oops. Let's go back to that again. Hop Dog. The place is famous for its exceptional coffee and the exceptionally frequent whims that take place around it. Well, it's not an assurance of life, operating any joint outside of Roachtown. Czar Club, one of the most famous nightclubs in the city. Owners of the juiciest booties and hardest fists frequent the place, and it's famous for not serving cops, except if they're knee-deep in the dirt. And finally, we got the Codex, so let's head over to there. Altera. The two-headed continent Altera may only be the second biggest of the three continents of the wilderness, but it's the home of the most advanced and most influential states of the world, like Nautica, the Sardom, Averia, Velizia, and Swalacia, Vlaslavia, or the Fran Empire, and of course, Clawville, the city of 1,000 colors. Alright.
Looking at these two, I think our world is ready to be annihilated. Looking at these... Hello, Jen.
So all the animal pics on the human bodies are from a zoo, you said? I never seen a zoo that has rabbits, chickens, and dogs, lol.
Yeah, so from what I've seen in the special features, they did it, so it was both a zoo and animal rehab place where they fix, like, sick animals, stuff like that. When I unlock all that stuff in the special features, I'll go through it with you guys, and you can see the behind the scenes where they, like, show them, you know, taking photos of all the animals and everything. And then they superimpose them over the actors. So this is all blue screen. I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of the cutscenes are all live action and filmed, like when he was driving around in the car.
What are you talking about? The San Diego Zoo has rabbits, chickens, and also woolly mammoths.
Yeah, woolly mammoths, Stu. We're talking about the real San Diego Zoo, Stu, not the one that's in your mind.
Oh, that makes more sense.
The San Diego Zoo has woolly... Yes, the San Diego Zoo also has T-Rexes. You know, if kids are really bad, the zoo staff just grab the kids and throw them into the T-Rex's mouth. Problem solved. I mean, that's it. We don't need to worry about, you know, bad kids at the zoo. We just sacrifice them to the T-Rex.
No, the T-Rexes died many years ago.
Everyone's
You're
just
very
fine,
confused.
Well, look, the chick police are together again. What a time to be alive. Am I right, Royce?
You're right, Foss.
Hey, that reminds me. Look at what I found under my coat. It's Her Majesty Big Bertha in the flesh.
There we go! Not even 5 minutes getting this guy back, and he's already threatening to blow people's heads off.
At the Gamers Grotto, you're definitely part of the chick police.
Whoa, don't shoot. We were just joking, okay? We don't want any trouble.
Yeah, I was just joking too. I'll never get bored with these two. They're so cute.
I wonder why they thought you would shoot at another cop.
Hey, it's just happened once, okay? Am I right, boys?
You're right, Marty. And we all know it was an accident.
See?
What is it, chickens?
Look, Marty, the pincushion can talk.
Amazing.
Fuck off.
Alright, I think we're done here. Let's head to our next destination. So we'll go to the hop dog first.
The hop dog was like the last warning. You can still turn back. My eyes lingered on the sign. An enormous dog. Like a neon god with limitless power over cheap hot dogs, plastic hamburgers, and watered-down coffee. The cold light called me, but I didn't want to get out of the car. If we went in, we were all gonna be pancakes, kept together by cold syrup. Marty's worried look shook me out of my reverie. Oh, cluck. Was I talking to myself again?
So these scenes where he's narrating what's happening before it happens or whatever, it's totally taken out of the 1940s Dragnet TV series. I actually have. So I used to watch, as I was saying earlier, I used to watch those shows all the time as a kid, and I actually bought box sets of the 1940s Dragnet series because I really liked it. It was just unique to me. And the cops always did that. They always had like this inner monologue. So like whenever they'd like, you know, there's a murder that happens, they'd end up at this witness's place. But before they would talk to her, there would be an inner monologue where they'd be like, well, there she is. She stood in front of us, staring at us, waiting for us to give them. You know, it was like always this dialogue for every single thing. And so that's why I kind of appreciate this game, is because I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to like, they're totally parodying those type of cop shows from the 1940s. And they did a good job. Like, I mean, even the voice actor who plays the lead, Santiago's voice actor, or Santino, or whatever his name is, fantastic. He sounds exactly like a character from Dragnet.
There used to be such life around here before it became an insect ghetto.
That was a very long time ago, Marty.
I was a little chick, and the hop dog had the best pancakes in the entire city.
Well, since Zip became the owner, the cook, and the waitress, I imagine it's all gone downhill.
True.
But at least the coffee's good.
That's right. I have no idea what that mongrel's doing with it, and I don't want to know, but its aroma is unbeatable.
Roachtown always gives me the creeps.
Hey, don't call it that. It's not okay. Whatever happened here, it's still the Cobbler District.
Old memories?
We used to live here a while with my mother. There used to be a small ice cream shop around here.
I'm scared to know what they eat.
The whole area smelled like fresh bread. Smelled like home.
Who? First of all, are you talking about the flies or the chickens? So the flies in this area eat corpses. So you'll see later on as we get through this game, but like the mobs, the mafia that exists in this game, they actually take
Chick-fil-A.
They really we're gonna go there. Okay. But yeah, so the flies will actually eat dead bodies. So like
the chickens don't eat chickens unless they eat humans.
you know what, I don't even think they eat anything. They've eaten anything in this entire game from beginning to end. They have drank coffee, but that's about it. They don't really eat. They're too busy trying to solve the murder.
How could we turn it into a slum?
Good question.
Let's pray to the gods we'll never have to work here again. Do you remember that case? With that fly called Novak?
Great wild ones. How could I ever forget that?
Let's pray to the gods.
Look at the poor bastard.
He's looking okay, Marty. Remember what we saw when we worked at the Hive?
Wild ones. Don't even remind me. Trying to forget that shit every day.
It's been even worse since. I guess you heard about the riots.
Who hasn't? You know, people are afraid that the Great Fire will happen again, and those hive houses are pretty flammable.
I don't speak of the devil, Marty.
But to be honest, I have no idea how this insect matter can be solved.
I do. We just open the ghettos and let the insects live among us like they did for centuries.
Your heart is pure gold, buddy. But you know it's not that easy. Clawville isn't what it used to be.
Maybe he can't understand what we're saying.
Or he just doesn't want to talk to us. Which I can understand, considering how most of the animals treat these poor bastards.
Indifference is almost as harmful, Sonny.
You think I'm indifferent about the insect issue?
I didn't say that, boss.
I'm not indifferent. I just think we've simply gone too far to even make it right.
It's never too late to change, Sonny.
I hope you're right.
Ah, is that the Kite and Blues?
I think so. It has a unique sound to it, that's for sure.
I'd like to visit the Hive again, when things lighten up a little.
Yeah, and when they welcome cops again.
Yeah, right.
Hey, pal. Can you hear me?
Is he deaf?
I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't understand what I'm saying.
Or he doesn't want to.
That's also very likely.
Poor Bug Eyes.
At least he's playing music. I mean, he's doing something. Most of the destitute take
Stu, it's funny you mentioned the woolly mammoth earlier. I heard scientists are trying to bring them back from extinction by cloning.
Yeah, I heard that too, actually, James. Kind of weird, eh? Every time I think of the woolly mammoths, I just think of Skyrim. The giants and their woolly mammoths. The giants that, like, uppercut you into space.
You know about the light.
You mean the light the insects believe in?
Yeah, their afterlife. If they want to go into the light, they set themselves on fire.
Yeah, I've heard that. Maybe it's not a bad way to go.
That depends on your point of view. Poor Bug. Yeah, that.
Peaceful, isn't it?
Because the whole town's probably drunk by now.
Maybe that's the only way it can bear itself.
Doesn't it remind you of someone?
Shut up, Marty.
Got you there, old bird.
James, I say a lot of random things.
Even though it's a mess, I still can't imagine living anyplace else.
You know what? I envy you for that.
Even though it's...
You know what?
Could this wreck belong to Zip?
Well, it's a wreck just like him, so I guess it could.
It's sad that everything's rotting away.
It is, especially a beauty like that.
Yeah.
If you like weird-ass adventure games, check out my channel as well. I don't think it's a good idea, especially in this day and age. People would so hunt them down and they would be extinct all over again. Also T.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's kind of weird. I don't even know why they're wanting to do it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what is the point of this? What are they going to do? Like, put them in zoos? Like, I don't. It's so weird.
Are you sure that thing's a dog? I always wondered.
The name Hop Dog is quite a giveaway. Don't you think so, Mr. Detective?
Sometimes the most natural connections lead us astray.
Who said that?
A natural-born genius?
Yeah, right. That sign gives me the creeps.
I'm not surprised.
That sign...
I'm not surprised. Of all that's furry.
Is this still a thing?
The situation's getting even worse, Marty. Have you heard how the young mothers of the Cobbler District are forced to make a living?
I have no idea what goes on in the hive, Sonny. I don't think I want to know. But you're still gonna tell me, right?
Prostitution is the lesser evil. What's worse is that some folks have to sell their kids when they're still larvae.
Wait, what? Why?
They pay a hefty sum for each of them downtown. They sell them as gourmet food in the most expensive restaurants.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
We made this city, Marty. Clawville didn't do this to itself. Don't ever forget that.
Zip is a tricky little son of a bitch. He always has been. But seeing this, I didn't know him to be like this.
Me neither, Marty. But maybe this neighborhood.
I'm just gonna say they really missed the opportunity to have included a chicken that sounds and looks like Foghorn Leghorn and give him a sim.
Oh my god. Could you imagine if, like, your partner just sounded like that? Jesus Christ. Say there, boy! Jesus Christ. I'd lose my mind. I'm glad that he doesn't sound like that, because I would totally lose my shit. It would just drive me nuts.
Yeah, maybe.
This makes the bile rise in my waddle.
Yeah, me too. Ugh, the place is deserted. Poor Zip.
You're right.
Yep, the guy's middle name is bad luck.
That's for sure.
So this jukebox doesn't really do anything. It's just you can actually play all the songs that you've heard so far in the game. So it's kind of cool. Like it's like a little jukebox to play music tracks. Really, we went.
But it would be clever and funny, lol.
I mean, yeah, but then you'd have to pay huge royalty fees to. I think it's like Warner Brothers. I think they're the guys who own the rights to Looney Tunes, or maybe it's Disney now. I don't know. If it's Disney, they would never allow it because they're so strict on everything.
And voila, the master himself.
What a finch.
Sonny, he's a pigeon, not a finch.
Don't make me angry, Marty.
Okay, I was only joking. In another life, I'd love to be a rock star.
You're already one, Marty. For me.
Ah, thanks, boss.
Kids these days and their crazy music. What would old M.B. Davis say to this garbage? The highlight of my day.
Yeah, I can smell it already. How does he make the coffee here so special?
Look at that mangy trash panda and tell me, do you really want to know?
You're right.
As always.
Did he say N.B. Davis?
No, M. Like M, as in the letter M. Like Marty, M, the little letter M.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, this will do.
Until tomorrow morning, at least.
That's right.
Someone once said that everything's
N.B. Davis is from the Brady Bunch.
The beer's always warm and the coffee's always cold. Well, I guess I'm starting to understand what he meant. What insight? Well, that's a good question, pal.
You still don't eat meat, old man?
I'm a rooster, a chicken. Why the hell would I eat meat?
I don't mean real meat. I'm not a lunatic. But a meat substitute? There's about 10 different kinds. Have you never tried any of them?
Why would I? If I don't eat meat, why would I eat a substitute?
Because you can. That's the point.
Wild gods, Marty. Stop being such a sheep. Do you fall for those adverts?
Substitute isn't meat, Sonny. And if it's tasty, why wouldn't I eat it?
I don't care what you eat. But don't be surprised when you lose all your feathers or you try to bite off your own leg one day.
Ooh, a nice pancake with hemp seed, chocolate, and black onions?
I'd rather have somebody pull my beak off.
Ah, you used to be more daring.
Yeah, and my back didn't hurt either.
Furry heavens, it's depressing being around you, Boss Bird. Ooh, maybe a peanut souffle with faux meat.
Oh, stop it, Marty, before I get sick.
Ugh, you're just a boring old man.
I'd rather be boring than dead. I wouldn't eat here if my life depended on it.
Well, there you go. There's your answer to that question. You were asking what they eat. Apparently nothing.
The door didn't look like this last time.
Yeah, because last time you tore it out and beat that baboon with it.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. So that's why Zip remodeled the whole place.
He had to. We didn't leave much of it standing.
If I didn't know how nice we are, I'd almost hate ourselves.
Welcome to the club, partner. What's that smell?
You know, I don't want to know.
Zip once had Marty do the dishes because he tried to take off without paying. That was one of the best days of my life.
He sure didn't get any younger.
Or prettier.
You think he's still mad at us?
Frankly, Marty, I don't give a damn.
You think he might know something about the case?
He knows almost everybody in this city. At least he used to once. Let's see if he still does. When I first arrested him, he was barely 14 years old. I was a rookie cop. Who would have thought we'd end up like this?
Hello, boys. Now, get the hell out of here while I'm asking nicely.
Hey, is that how you greet two old friends?
Hey, I'm not joking, Sonny. I got a shotgun under the bar.
No, you don't, because if you had, we'd arrest you here and now.
If there's still life in you when you're full of buckshot.
Ah, it's going well so far.
We're just here for a coffee, Zip, okay? Like old times.
Nothing's like old times. Haven't you noticed?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's quite noticeable.
Shit. All right. And where'd you blow in from?
We haven't been anywhere yet, but we're going somewhere.
Everybody's going somewhere, right?
Tell me, how much do you know, Zip?
It depends. How deep is it?
Bottom of the well kind. Goes down around Ibn Wessler.
Holy hell. Wessler? You've dipped your wings in deep shit, boys.
If you've got anything on him, don't keep it to yourself. We'd be grateful.
Grateful? Maybe you're not gonna trash my joint this time, eh? You know, Ibn's acting strange nowadays. He always believed that if you want something done, you do it yourself. That's how it was for years anyway.
And?
But now, he left his real estate, the fish racing clubs, the casinos, and the bars to his right-hand man, Mongrel Mick. And ever since, he's been kinda weird. Bottomed out, brooding in the seediest joints of the city. Nobody ever knew him to be like this. Weird, huh?
Yeah, weird. Do you think it's about a lady?
It's always about a lady.
Well, there is a woman.
I knew it.
But not like you think.
Is this gonna cost much?
Only a favor. Like the good old days.
Okay, I'm in.
That Natasha's a mysterious woman. A real cursed jewel, if you ask me. She came out of nowhere 2 or 3 years ago and landed on the stage of the Millions almost immediately.
Is that so? Interesting.
Yeah, she's got a fantastic voice. Makes men go crazy. But we all know that's not what's important. Then suddenly, bam! She got the whole club. Just like that. But we know exactly how it was.
I can imagine, yeah. Since then, it operates under the name the Czar Club, right?
The old click is still clicking, right? Yeah. The club was renamed and remodeled. Everyone knows she was Ibn's lover, but she's not your usual canary. She didn't get involved in Ibn's dirty dealings.
Then how exactly does she fit into the picture?
Check this. A few months ago, the old rat pulled out of his own businesses and gave control to Mongrel Mick and his mob.
Mongrel Mick? Doesn't sound familiar.
Mick the Marauder, ring a bell?
Damn, that little monkey came this far?
I think that little shit took advantage of Ibn not being himself.
Which has something to do with this Natasha, right?
That's my guess.
Thanks for this straight dope, Zip. We owe you one.
One? You owe me the price of a new coffee shop, remember?
Okay. Whatever you need. Just call us.
I clucking will.
Thanks, pal.
Hey, I'm not your pal, Marty.
You sure talk a lot.
And maybe the past is haunting me. Once a rat, always a rat, right?
Oh, come on, Zippy. Don't be so hard on yourself. You got out in time, and you've been living an honest, ordinary life since then, haven't you?
Yeah, right. How lucky am I, eh?
It's more than what many others get, believe me. What's this no insects allowed shit?
You're not like that.
What do you think? If I let one in, all of them will follow. And then I can forget my regular clientele for good.
What clientele? There's no one here.
That's it. Would you take even that away from me?
What's this? No.
That's it.
All right, let's actually ask him some questions now.
Have you ever been to that place?
Of course, 100 times. Everyone who matters in this city's been there. Sorry, guys. But then, it had a different name and a different owner.
Business affairs, right?
Yeah, that was the dark era, Sonny. I don't want to talk about it.
Roger that.
I've gotta say, you've revamped the joint pretty well.
Yeah, after you trashed it, I had to.
Look, I'm sorry, Zip. That ocelot and his gorilla.
Baboon, not gorilla.
Whatever.
Sonny, what's your beak?
So you owe me one until about the end of time. But I'd settle for you washing up here for a few
years. No insects, I guess he's like the bartender from Star Wars who doesn't allow droids in the cantina.
Basically, right? Hey, we don't like your kind in here. What? Your droids! Leave them outside! Yeah, pretty much. Which is funny because in the new Star Wars Outlaws game that I've also streamed on this channel, well, the first part of it anyway, when you get to Tatooine and you go to the Mos Eisley cantina, I think there's actually droids in there.
Mind your tongue, furball. So, Ibn's gone insane.
Love will kill you in the end, they say.
Seems like everyone's in a poetic mood today.
You're one to talk, by the way.
Huh? Why? So, about that woman. Is she really that dangerous?
What woman is it, huh?
No, Zip. I mean, really dangerous.
She's got the most influential gangster of the city wrapped around her finger. She calls him her little furball. How dangerous do you think she is?
You didn't get any younger, pal.
You're telling me? You look like you haven't had a good night's sleep since forever.
To be honest, I've never had a good night's sleep in my life.
You will when the big sleep comes.
And what are your plans? Dying behind the bar?
Of course. You got a better idea?
A couple, yeah. But somehow this suits you.
You know what? Your mother's a goat.
Okay. You know what? You're probably right. Maybe my mother's a fucking goat. Just shut the fuck up. Alright, I think we're done here now.
What's this? No insect.
What? That's it.
Yeah. Alright, we've done all that. Alright. So I think
Tell this guy to zip it.
Tell this guy to zip it. It's kind of a weird name for, like, his name doesn't really suit his voice, I find. It's kind of a weird voice for somebody named Zip. Unless his name's like... Well, we'll look at his profile here, actually, on this page, and see what his actual full-length name is. Maybe it's Zipparelli or something. I don't know. Alright, Natasha. She's got a new note on here for her. She was the singing sensation of the millions, and later became the owner. Under Ibn's patronage, not much is known of her past before this, though. Hobart Ibn Wessler species rat. Special feature, good-looking, charismatic, and a clucking gangster. He's been acting quite strange recently, as if he was trying to withdraw from his own shady businesses to live a simple life with simple pleasures. That wouldn't be a problem in itself, but this just isn't like him. There's Zip. Oh no, that's his name, Zip.
The reason why the bartender doesn't allow droids is cause he lost family to battle droids during the Clone Wars and in general that.
Yeah, so in Star Wars Outlaws, which takes place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, you can find a note in the cantina from the bartender who's on vacation. And he's got like a replacement bartender running the cantina. And he says, whatever you do, don't allow droids in the place. And then after you pick up that note and read it, then the bartender...
Because he was an anti-droidite.
Then after you pick up that note and read it, the bartender says, I don't listen to that fucking old fogey. That's why they use the excuse of the droids being in there, because the replacement bartender doesn't care about what the main bartender has to say about droid allowance. He used to be a small-time criminal, but I streamed the first part. I'm going to be streaming the second part over the next day or so. He used to be a small-time criminal, but the underworld pushed him out. Now he makes the best coffee in the whole city, in a run-down roadside rest area. Oh, and he also proved to be a rather useful police informant. Zip is getting old. He still has his connections. It's worth questioning him about everything, but time has had its way with him too. Zip was delivering information to Ibn up to a couple of years ago. He was already working as a police informant then, so he may have been reporting to both sides, this sneaky little bastard. Now it looks like we got some codex shit here too. Let's check this stuff out. Oh, got quite a few. The Hive/Roachtown/Cobbler District. The Cobbler District, also known as the Hive or Roachtown, was once part of the city, but then became a walled-off ghetto, where 98% of the city's insect population is forced to live. Currently, the biggest threat to the city are the riots in the Hive that have almost driven the city-state to the brink of civil war multiple times already. The Great Fire of Clawville. Not long after the Meat War and the following economics crisis in 893, a fire almost destroyed the entire city of Clawville. Originated in the Ratwell district, not even the River Thames was able to stand in its way. It was fiery hell incarnate, after which the city had to be built up again almost from scratch. Meat substitutes. Meat replacement or meat substitute foods made it possible to reduce meat consumption, predation, and domestic cannibalism in the whole wilderness. These products are widespread nowadays and are not only popular with predators, but all kinds of animals. And Mongrel Mick the Marauder. Mick is one of the most infamous henchmen of Ibn Wessler, known by many rather scary nicknames thanks to his cruel nature. Sonny and Marty have crossed paths with Mick before, and it took a lot of effort to get out of those encounters with feathers intact. Alright, so we're done here. Let's go to the Tsar Club. Make sure that, yeah, alright, the Tsar Club.
Midnight had passed, and the intoxicated madness kicked in. We could only crawl along Shalva District's main street toward downtown. The city's heart beat differently. Ancient buildings were defaced by neon signs and billboards, like half-drunk lovers on a fine leather sofa. Great old houses neighbored by garish modern blocks. A place that makes the head hurt. The Tsar's huge neon sign was visible for miles. A blazing red sign advertised tonight's main attraction, the amazing Natasha. Cops were never welcomed at places like this. I hoped we were too late for the show. We had to be inconspicuous, but it was never easy with this bird mountain by my side.
Ah, so this is the famous Tsar Club.
More like infamous, Marty. It's not for our kind, that's for sure. And I don't mean that they don't like foul here.
Well, at least we don't have to be afraid that they see you as a detective, Boss Bird.
Very funny, Marty.
So what are we gonna do now?
We find Natasha, the broad who sent me the message, remember? But first, we need to get into the club. And Marty, please, don't monkey this up.
Excuse me? On behalf of the well-respected and noble primate community of Clawville...
Cut the crap, Marty. Let's focus on what we're here for, okay?
As you say, Boss Bird.
Alrighty. I noticed that Lewis is here. Interesting. So let's look at our hotspots here. Doesn't look like we have too many. Just a couple.
Whoa, look at that. Isn't that the new...
It is, Marty. A brand new 942 Silver Hawk. Haven't seen such beauty since I left Averia.
Of all that's furry, whose is it?
Maybe it's Ibn Wessler's. I guess he's no paper tiger.
Yeah, he sounds like a fellow who drives around in one of these. Lucky bastard.
What a beautiful car.
A work of art.
Seeing it and thinking about my little rusty cobbit breaks my heart.
Ah, don't torture yourself, Sonny. Only way we're ever gonna drive one of them is if we sign up for the mob.
Maybe it would be worth it.
I think we'd be great gangsters in another life.
Beautiful car indeed. Not much else to say.
Yep, as you say, boss. One day, neon signs will cover the whole world, I'm telling you.
You read that in some kind of science fiction book?
No, it's just what I think.
Oh, so you have your own thoughts now. The world's really moving forward.
Cluck off, Sonny.
I mean, he's not wrong. Have you been to New York City's Times Square? That entire place is just neon lights.
The Tsar Club. I'm not going to forget this buzzing red neon light anytime soon.
Huh, I like this.
Why's that?
I don't know. 'Cause it's moving, I guess.
You're a simple bird, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Epur si muove.
Oh, bless you.
It means, and yet it moves, bird brain. An old wolf named Galileo said that.
Oh, I see. And what did he mean by that?
Dunno. I think there was something wrong with his stomach.
Ouch.
Epur si...
ouch. Do you remember when the Clawville Chronicle was a really high-quality newspaper?
You mean when they wrote something about us daily?
Yeah. What exactly happened to them?
Oh, they got bored with us, Marty. And to be honest, so did I.
But still, here we are working together again. Funny, huh?
Yeah, hilarious.
Tonight, maybe we'll be on the front page once again.
Oh, God forbid.
Tonight?
Oh, God.
You know, seeing this, I can't wait for the show.
The girls?
New Year's Eve's once a year, right? And we're not on duty.
Have I asked how Laura's doing?
Whoa, hey, I was just kidding, okay? My relationship with Laura is unwavering, like the rhino beauty on this picture.
Interesting taste you've got.
Feathers, scales, or dermal armor, a lady's a lady, my friend.
Thank the wild gods for self-sacrificing gentlemen like you. My city is on fire. This is it. It was on the flyer from Deborah. Maybe we'll get to hear it, if we're unlucky. From none other than our secret employer, Natasha Katsenko.
Ah, a job with benefits, huh?
Don't be tasteless.
Oh, I get it now. The title. Do you think it's about the Great Fire of Clawville?
Did you ever think of being a detective?
Ah, very funny.
My city is...
fair.
He is kind of dumb, isn't he? Marty's kind of like... He's very slow. He's very slow in some aspects, but very intelligent in others. He's an interesting partner, that's for sure.
Honestly, I think these types of women only see faceless tuxedos, cufflinks, and wallets. And in the mirror, they're just brooches, necklaces, and earrings.
Don't be so radical, Marty. They're women. They live by different rules.
That was kind of deep.
It's not. Just bullshit. There's more where that came from.
Ooh, teach me, Master.
When you're old and wise like me, you'll realize none of it is worth a damn thing.
Wait, that was deep again, right?
Maybe it was, Marty. Maybe it was.
Amazing.
Let's not bother her.
Okay, boss. Jeez, look at that guy.
That's not a guy. That's a demon. Straight from the dog-eared pages of a cheap detective novel.
Yeah, I bet his name's Bill.
Nah, he's definitely a Bob.
$5 for Bill?
Okay, I'm in.
Jeez, look.
That's not a... Howdy, pal.
Gentlemen, how can I help you on this wonderful, chilly night?
We're expected in the VIP lounge.
My apologies, but I don't remember ever seeing you gentlemen here before. May I ask?
Stop right there, big guy. I get it. Yeah, I know exactly how this works. So what do you have to do to get in?
Nothing's easier, sir. Are you on the list?
The list? Yeah,
don't tell me you forgot.
I'm afraid I did, Marty. Sorry, big guy, but I'm pretty sure we're not on the list tonight.
That's a shame. I'm really sorry, sirs. In that case, you can't come in.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
Just one more thing. This list of yours, where should we sign up again?
I'm afraid if you don't know, it's not my place to tell you, sir. Excusez-moi, the regulations, you know.
You hear that, Sonny?
I do, Marty. I do.
I'm gonna lose my crest from this guy. Just wait.
Just don't get too excited, Marty. Not tonight. Anyway, thanks, pal.
Yes, gentlemen.
Hey, big guy, what's your name again?
My name is Archibald, sir. Archibald Conway.
Well, that's not a Bob.
Excusez-moi, monsieur?
What? No way, that's not even a real name.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, sir, but my name is Archibald Conway, without any doubt. Blackjack Conway to my friends.
Well, thanks, Blackjack. It was a pleasure. We'll be on our way now. Look, I really don't want any trouble, but...
It is even more inconvenient for me, sir, but this place doesn't like coppers. Forgive this slang. I can't let just anybody in, and there are some I'm strictly forbidden to. Please, you have to understand.
Listen here, you cow. Do you have any idea who we are? You ever read the papers?
Of course, I know who you are, sir. I read the news and more, and I must admit it's an honor to meet you in person, Mr. Sonny Featherland and Mr. Marty MacChicken. The Bell of the Pantheress is one of my favorite books.
Oh my God, not the books again.
So it would be terribly inconvenient for me if I had to use force on you, gentlemen.
What did you just say?
Relax, Marty. This guy has chicks like you for breakfast. Thanks for the information, pal. Have a nice night.
Thank you for understanding, gentlemen. And forgive me for my austere composition.
No problem, Shakespeare. Say, big guy, is this your job? To stand in front of the club and keep out decent fellows like us all night?
Not entirely, monsieur. My employer has many other kinds of jobs for me. He is quite creative in his field, I must say.
Like?
Like what?
Exactly.
Sorry, monsieur. I'm not
permitted to say anything more about the matter. Regulations, yeah, I know. This bullshit just gave me a headache.
So sorry to hear that, sir.
Say, big guy, you know Mr. Lewis Hayworth?
But of course. Mr. Hayworth is an impeccable gentleman, and also a frequent visitor of the club.
Is that so? Good to know. And?
I'm afraid that is all, monsieur.
What can you tell me about the first lady of the place, big guy?
You mean Miss Natasha Katsenko, sir?
You're right on point, pal.
Nothing you don't know already, sir.
Just try me.
Well, she owns the place.
And, that's it? Well, that's, unbelievable.
Pardon, monsieur, but I'm not permitted to say anything more.
Okay, so we need to get into the club, so what we're going to do is we're going to get Lewis to help us get into the club, because Lewis has connections with everything in the game. Which makes you wonder what his true intentions are. Like, the fact that he's that influential all throughout the game kind of makes you wonder exactly what he is.
Hey, that's your old friend, right? Wait, what was his name? Lawrence? Lamar? No, Liam.
Lewis. Yes, it's him.
To be honest, Sonny, I always thought that guy's not all there in the head.
Nobody's perfectly sane in Clawville, Marty. But if not for this old rabbit, I wouldn't be here today. I'll never forget that.
Should I thank him for that?
Or kill him for it?
You're reading my mind, boss. Is Lucas really such a big fan?
Lewis. And yes, he's got the whole Chicken Police book series. Damn his taste.
Is Lucas...
Lewis.
Sonny, my dear friend.
Hi, Lewis. This is my partner. But I'm sure you already know.
You have no idea how happy I am to meet you, Mr. Marty. I'm a big admirer of your work.
Pleasure's all mine, Lawrence.
Lawrence? Anyways, so, the legendary Chicken Police back together? Isn't it amazing news?
Don't ruffle my feathers, Lewis. Those days are long gone. We're just here for the entertainment. Or something like that.
I see. Well, that's a shame.
See you inside?
I have something to do, my pal, but I'll try to make it for the main event.
Okay then. Catch you later, pal. Look, Lewis. That bouncer over there.
Well, yes. He is a bit intimidating, but his manners are impeccable. Am I right?
Yes, indeed, but it seems tonight we're not on his list.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. I get it. You'd like to go in, but he won't let you.
Yeah, something like that.
No problem at all. Come with me. I'll talk to him.
Much obliged, pal.
Yeah, thanks, Bunny.
Excuse me.
Ah, jeez, what the hell's wrong with you, Marty?
What? Did I say something wrong?
Sir, how'd you do?
Everything's fine, Mr. Ayworth.
Good. Look, this noble pair of pigeons are my friends. They're on the list, okay?
Naturellement, sir.
And as for you, you owe me one, gentlemen.
Thanks, old pal.
It was my pleasure to help you, as always.
The Tsar Club welcomes you, gentlemen.
Thanks, buddy. The jazz overwhelmed us. There was no band in sight, yet the music seeped from the walls like years of cigarette smoke and the smell of spilt whiskey. Behind the bar, rows of fancy bottles reflected the harmonious voices of pretty dames and the clinking of crystal glass. It was the kind of place that makes you drunk, even if you've never had a sip. A dangerous place for someone like me. No matter how alien I felt, it was strangely like coming home. Welcome to the Tsar. Here we are.
Mother of...
I take you to the nicest places, eh, sweetheart?
Oh, does it mean you're buying, honey?
Don't even think about it.
Oh, men these days. So, we're here to find a dame called Natasha.
I have a hunch she won't be hard to find. Let's mingle and try to avoid suspicion.
Just like always.
No, Marty, not like always. This time it's for real.
Alright, so I think this is a good spot to end the game. We made some little bit of progress here. Not much, actually. And I would love to stream more of this, but unfortunately I do usually stream for about 2 hours. So, yeah. So that was Chicken Police Painted Red. Now, again, there is a sequel coming out to this game, and I believe it's it's November or December of this year. Now, I believe that first it's going to be only on Steam, and then they plan to release it on console later on. So that will be interesting. I do plan to stream that whenever it does come out on console. Until then, thank you very much to Stu's Game Reviews and James for tuning in to tonight's live stream. It's greatly appreciated. And, of course, everybody else watching after the fact. Always greatly appreciated. If you guys like what you see, consider liking and subscribing. I cover PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, and VR games. If any of that interests you, consider liking and subscribing. Over on my playlist section, you'll find all of my missed streams, so if you missed the last stream I did a couple of days ago, simply go over to my playlist section and look it up in there. Now, over the next couple of days, we're going to still go into more of Doom 3, as well as Star Wars Outlaws. We took a little break from that game, but we're going to go back to that. Yeah. I just figured since I was already playing Chicken Police, and I really liked the game. I beat the game, and I really liked the story. I liked the voice acting. The art style takes some getting used to, but all in all, it's not a bad game. Again, I cannot say it enough. The voice acting in this game is really damn good. And the writing is really good. As the game progresses, there's going to be many twists and turns and things that you don't expect. And yeah, it's just a wild ride from start to finish. Anyway, thank you once again, everybody. Yeah, check out the playlist section for any of the missed content. Also, check out the Parts of the Geek Vortex podcast playlist in that section, where you can see the live streams that we do every Friday at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we discuss the latest in movies, TV shows, board games, video games, basically everything nerdy. So thank you once again. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see you soon at the Gamer's Grotto. Take care once again, have a wonderful night, and have a great one. So to everyone, have a great night, and to Stu, cluck off. Take care, guys. Have a good one.